What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to your favourite football fan channel, Real Reds Talk. I was going to say this is Manchester. It's not Manchester. This is your Friday night live transfer show. And we are also going to be doing something interactive towards the end. But for the topics that are on the table, we're going to be discussing Jarrad Branthwaite. Is that deal back on the table given...
What's his name?
Branthwaite. Apologies about that. I thought I was on the wrong mic again then. No, Jarrad Branthwaite. Branthwaite, yes. The deal. The bowl of Branthwaite is back on the table. Euro is in training. It's been refilled, the milk. Yeah, we've not got no soggy Branthwaite. We're ready to go again. Euro's in training. We've got the pre-season Rangers preview for anyone who gives a shit about that. And also the return of football poems. So that's what people really want to see. That's what they're here for, the audience. Let us know how you're doing in the chat. If you're happy it's weekend. Same question to you, lads. Shreyas, I'll go with you first.
Yeah, it's pretty glad that, I would say once again, it's been a pretty good week, especially with, on the United front as well. You've got the likes of Euro and probably going to be having the likes of another midfielder in as well by the time this weekends. Then you've got a preseason game where probably wouldn't be as exciting, but would be, interesting to see as to, how certain players like Collier and a couple of the players who, are being mentioned a lot around with the manager, how they would be able to fit in. Will someone be able to have somewhat of an impact like what Menu did during the course of preseason last year? So I think in that aspect, it's going to be a pretty interesting weekend. And, maybe we hear more positive news when it comes to the transfer front, outgoings, maybe incomings.
Absolutely. Sam, more of a milk-based question for you. I know you're a milk connoisseur, a milkshake connoisseur, should I say? And there's only one right answer to this question. Oh, used to be. So you're not.
I don't drink dairy anymore, so I'm not.
You used to fucking go to the corner shop and get like a 1.5 litre of Yazoo and just like. But the question is, maybe I already know the answer is, but there's only one correct answer to it. What's better, Yazoo or fridge?
Yazoo. An easy question.
Okay.
Who the fuck chooses fridge over Yazoo, mate?
Well, this is gonna get awkward now because I would choose fridge over Yazoo. Me.
It's nice.
End the stream now if you want.
It's nice. No, like, if somebody offered me a bottle of fridge, I'd be like, yeah, absolutely, I'll take it. But if I had the choice between the two, I'm going Yazoo. Yeah.
Well, let me know, chat. I don't know if you meant that to rhyme, but Sam's already starting the poems. We're not even 2 minutes in yet. Yeah, we're going to talk about milkshake, Branthwaite. That's how we're going to segue. Now, the situation with this at the moment. So, I'll give you just the update on everything that's going on with Everton. I've got my mate Alex. I'm messaging back and forth, and he's fucking livid.
Is he losing it?
He's like, we don't need to sell him. We don't need to sell him. I'm like, all right, mate. Well, it doesn't look great.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how angry is he at this point with the takeover?
Yeah, he seems very snappy at the minute, so I've just left the messages for now. But yeah, so basically this is the summary of what's going on with Everton in a minute. So the Friedkin Group proposed takeover of Everton is off, plunging the Premier League club back into crisis. The Texas-based owner of Italian side Roma emerged as Everton's potential saviour last month, only weeks after a previous takeover deal with another American investment group. We all remember 777. That collapsed due to dubious dealings and fraud and other things. Apparently, Everton owe more than 600 million to 3 external lenders, as well as 450 million in shareholder loans to current owner Farhad Mashiri. The hope now is that the new group can be found, or one of the other potential bidders that looked into the club following 777's implosion last month can be brought back to the table. But with the new season now only weeks away and fresh bills to meet, time is very short. Why am I telling you this? Because the Branthwaite deal may become a lot more likely given their financial situation. So, Shreyas, should we strike while the iron is hot?
If the price is right, yes. If they're still going to be sticking there, I think now you've got even an even better advantage when it comes to this Branthwaite deal, because they were quite fixated on getting 70 million from us, and we were quite fixated on not paying above 50 million. I would say if the way the situation is looking right now, if you can get the deal sorted at around 45 or 40 itself, because Everton are very, very desperate now to actually, raise some funds. And the only player in that setup who can generate that sort of money is Branthwaite. So if you can get him for about 40-45 million, then it's, again, it would be a good deal. He's once again a very young player, has a massive, has a massive ceiling, has had a very good season. last year in the Everton shirt, and maybe a move to United, battling it out with Lenny Euro can prove to be very fruitful for us moving into the season. But if not, if Everton are still going to be that quite fixated on 65 or 70 million, we still got De Ligt, who we can turn to, and who is still, even at this moment, is much cheaper to Jarrad Branthwaite. So if you can get him for cheaper, why not explore a deal for Branthwaite? But if it is not cheaper, better to go for De Ligt.
Interesting. I seen someone put on Twitter, forget 60 million for Branthwaite. United could probably bid that to buy Everton themselves as a club. So, yeah, I'm sure Everton fans are absolutely seething at the minute. Alex is saying to me, Sam, we've sold Onana, PSR, we don't have to worry about that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But let's say that isn't the case and Everton are willing to sell Branthwaite. Which one do you go for, De Ligt or Jarrad, and why?
I was listening to friend of the channel, Kieran Maguire. I've got his book over there.
Yeah.
He was saying, whilst it is bad news for Everton, the financial sort of stability of the club is not at risk just yet. It might be in a couple of weeks, but at the minute they're all right. Because like you said, they sold Onana. They got some stadium.
They have money plunged into them as well.
Yeah,
like 200 million,
they've 200 million from the guys who were supposed to buy him as a good faith gesture. They did that swap.
I'll take a good faith gesture, by the way.
They did the swap deals, the dodgy swap deals with Newcastle and is it Chelsea? Did they do a deal with?
Yeah, there's just like a weird circle going on there.
We'll sell you this player because that looks good in our books, and then we'll buy a player off you, but we'll amortize it. We'll amortize it over the 5-year deal because then we don't have to pay out as much. So, anyway, he said that bit, and I'm going to listen to him because he knows what the fuck he's talking about. I don't.
Yeah.
So
especially financially.
Exactly. And so I think a couple of weeks it might be fine. However, that leads towards the end of the transfer window, doesn't it? Because the transfer window end of August. So the cynical and sort of slightly aggy side of me wants to just chuck him 25 million in a meal deal and just like, look, deal with it if you want the money.
If Alex is on it now.
He'd lose it. But I'm here for it. And just let him deal with it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you need the money. So you've been consistently trying to fuck us over with 70+ million and not budging. And now you need the money. So fucking deal. You could have had 40 or whatever we offered. Now you got to deal with this. Or
we'll pay.
Yeah.
We could do the sensible, gentlemanly thing and go, look, the previous offer we give you still stands if you want to take it, and we'll take the player. So you do that. I think we're stalling on the De Ligt deal. It's still open as far as I know, but I think we're stalling on it because Bayern want £42 million, I believe. Is it maybe?
I don't know if it's stall. It might be because of that. I believe. Go on.
We don't want to pay more than 32, I think. So it's like a 10 million difference. So I think we're keeping him on that burner in case this Branthwaite deal doesn't work out, and then we can execute that. I think it's one or the other. I don't think we get both. I think it's one or the other. So it'd be interesting to see what happens now and how contacts, if we do go in with, is it a third bid for Branthwaite now? If we do go in with a third bid and what that bid is, that's going to be the interesting bit. Because if we don't go in with a bid, then it's clear that we've moved on from it. If we do go in with a third bid, maybe we think we can do a deal because of their new financial possible issues.
Yes, we have metaphorically spotted the weakest gazelle in the market at the moment, and the lion is ready to fucking hunt by the looks of things. Shreyas, who do you prefer as a player? Like, if it got announced tomorrow and you could have your way and it said Jarrad Branthwaite signs 55 plus 5, or Matthias de Ligt signs 42 million plus whatever it is in add-ons, which one would you genuinely prefer, and put an argument forward why? Which player is better, in your opinion?
I'd personally go for De Ligt. I think De Ligt would be a much safer gamble. And on top of that, I think that backline also demands certain, some experience. I wouldn't want to go in for another young prospect in that same department within the same window. You've already got Lenny Orowen, who's incredibly young, has a massive ceiling, and I think he would need someone at least a little bit more experienced than him to actually compete with, rather than having two young centre backs, both of them actually making big leaps when it comes to the stature of the clubs that they're moving to within their first season in the Premier League itself. And that was just going to leave you with Lisandro as the I would say fit starting 11 senior pro in that centre back position. If you do end up getting De Ligt, He's got loads of experience, has played for multiple clubs and top clubs in the top tournaments as well. And I think if you do actually end up getting him, he does provide you with I would say, when it comes to experience at that level, he does offer you a lot more than what Branthwaite would offer. And I think having that sort of, I would say, balance, because you never know when Lisandro is going to get injured. Having that sort of a balance in your centre back department is quite crucial, especially when it comes to experience, because I don't want it to be a situation where Lisandro gets injured, then you have to put Euro in, then you have to put Branthwaite alongside him. Maybe that young partnership can work, but in the Premier League, especially when, the type of club we are, I don't think that it's a right situation to put two really, really young centre backs to be, your starting choices in their first season itself.
Sam, which one's more of a gamble?
They've both got their gamble sides, really, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Branthwaite is inexperienced. I know he had a good season in the Premier League last season with Everton, but it's his first season. He's not really been labelled like a generational talent the way Lenny Yoro has. He's a good player, and I think people see a lot of upside in him, but nobody said this guy is not that you have to get him. Was he playing for Carlisle previously? I believe.
Yeah, so every time we hear Carlisle, I used to think of that advert. But it was Carlisle, Blackburn, and PSV.
Yeah, so he's been around, but there's like slight experience issues. It's like, do you want an 18-year-old, and how old is he? 21.
Yes.
Branthwaite. Got a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old centre back in their second professional season defending United. Slightly risky.
You still have Maguire and Lisandro around.
But I'm just saying, say Lisandro isn't available and Maguire's not available. You've got to go with that, and it's risky there. It's definitely risky. And then the other side of it, you've got De Ligt, who is super experienced. Ajax, Juve, Bayern Munich, has been captain, Champions Leagues, won league titles everywhere. He's been trophies everywhere. He's been fantastic experience, but has had a really bad history of injuries the last couple of years. And that's the last thing we need in this centre-back pairing is another defensive injury thing, because we had 16 different centre-back pairings last season, and you saw what it did to us. And then you saw when finally Lisandro and Varane got back together how good we were against City. Yeah. We need that stability. So that's the risk on the side. So they've both got risks either side, unfortunately. There's no sort of perfect answer here.
Well, we've got 30 people watching live at the moment and joining us, taking time out of your Fridays to come and get involved in the chat. So I appreciate every single one of you for that. Let us know your thoughts on the two centre-backs, which one you would go for, and don't just put De Ligt, put why you would go for that player. Would he suit us better tactically? Would he be better in terms of financials, etc., etc.? I personally believe Branthwaite, I'd prefer, but if he was both the same price right now, 40 million, I mean, price, to be fair, it's only 10, 15 in valuations if we put that third bid on the table. I would prefer Branthwaite.
The age isn't that far either. What, 24?
Yeah, 24 to 21.
Like, it's not that massive.
I just think it depends how far Everton are going to push this kind of 70 mil thing, because that fills me with, don't want to do that. No. I think Branthwaite has more potential. I know it sounds crazy to say because De Ligt won Golden Boy, I think it was, at Ajax.
So did Bonnie.
He's struggled, exactly. Yeah. He's struggled bits and bobs. He's done well at Bayern. It was a little bit weird at Juventus. There's an uncertainty around De Ligt in a minute, I think. And that's why I'm not absolutely convinced on him. Whereas I actually think if Branthwaite came into the team, I think he would hit the ground running. But then you have an issue of, Leach is the left centre-back. Branthwaite does prefer there, but he's more ambipedal, so he can play on both foot. He's strong on his right foot, so he could probably play right centre-back. So I'm not sure how that dynamic would work. But as pure players, I would prefer Branthwaite, just in my personal opinion. But let's go to the comments. Let's see what people are saying. Tangan saying would prefer De Ligt over Branthwaite. We need experience. I totally get that. Richard Hawkins saying evening. Neil Disco saying we need a centre defensive midfielder. Yes, we do. We're not discarding that. T2 says we should definitely go in for Branthwaite again, but with a lower offer purely just for the absolute meltdown it would cause on Twitter.
That's what I want. That's exactly what. Just for the drama, just for the shit that would happen. It'd be great.
I mean, people are already having a meltdown over fucking Euro. We've seen all the Liverpool fans. Genuinely. Just go. Anyone, if you don't follow us on TikTok, follow us over on there and look at the video we did on Euro, and look at how many Liverpool fans were in the comments saying, we didn't even want him. We didn't want him. Shut up.
Look at our YouTube as well, the comments on the news posts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The amount of Arsenal fans, because Arsenal were in for him, before he went from sport into thing, and they were like, fantastic player, great player. And now they're tweeting about, he's not even that good.
Is that
not even that good. He's not even that good. It's just like, you were fucking gassed up to have him before he went to PSG. So get the fuck out of here, mate.
I know. No point. De Ligt has more leadership. Get him in the next deal. Quite a lot of people going for De Ligt. De Ligt is a better player than Branthwaite. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised. Ugarte or De Ligt is next to come. Ugarte, I would probably suggest.
Yeah.
More imminent. But both players have agreed personal terms, so you never know. Yeah. Everton are being greedy in regards to Branthwaite, says Jay. And it's Sam. Wow. He's in the chat. De Ligt for the experience. He is back.
Where you been?
I missed you, it's Sam. I know. Absolute legend and a long-time supporter of the show. Appreciate you, brother. Nice to see you in the chat. Now, the blockbuster game tomorrow, lads. Pre-season, Rangers. One may say maybe a return for Ahmad against his former loanee club. But Lenny Yoro participated in his first team training session today. No messing about for him. Straight in the gates. Doing rondo with the lads. We also saw Antony, Maguire, Sancho, and a few others in there. Who are you excited to see, or is that not for you question, Shreyas?
I think at the moment it is quite obvious as to who any United fan would be quite excited to see. I think it's got to be Euro. I think a lot, people are going to be very, very excited to see as to what he can bring to the table. When it comes to being in that partnership alongside Lisandro moving into next season. And I think this is the first time as well that I think he will be a core player for us next season. And I think it is the first time that a core player is being signed during preseason itself. He is going to be featuring in the preseason games as well, so it's quite exciting to actually see how he fares up in these sort of competitions, and how he fares up actually with certain players. It becomes quite tough to actually bear the weight of the United shirt. How is he able to fare up actually to be able to carry the weight of being a Manchester United player? All of these questions will be answered in preseason itself. So even if there's an issue, by the time the season actually kicks in, he'll be in a much better space and in a much better position to actually cope up with it, rather than just being put into the season itself and it just being dragging out, and he needs to just integrate with the team itself by the time we get into December. So I think it is a very good situation to have, and I hope he actually has a good decent outing tomorrow.
I mean, Sam, we've not even really had chance to let the fact that these players have signed soak in, really, have we? Because it's been done so quick. Usually we sign a player and then it's 2 weeks and we could just focus on that. Now it's like bang, bang, probably another player coming in, I don't know, by early next week. We've not really had a chance to soak it in. But when you think about, I suppose, the potential for him to come into the squad, I don't think Lisandro's going to be back until after the tour.
Nope.
We don't know when we're going to sign another, if it's Branthwaite or De Ligt. So do you think maybe you might actually see Maguire and Euro starting a lot?
It's possible, yeah, because obviously Cam Wilder's gone now to Villarreal, so he's not an option. Johnny Evans has re-signed, so maybe he puts Johnny Evans with him. Bit of experience, bit of leadership or something like that. So I think maybe, it'll be Euro and Maguire or Evans. I think that's possibly the combination. But yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do, man. I have watched bits of him, but not full games, a little bit like clips and sort of like little breakdowns. I've read a lot of tactical breakdowns and analysis on him as well. So he seems like a really interesting player. So yeah, I just want to see him in United shirt, see what he's got, see if he's about it and all that sort of stuff. Obviously, it's pre-season, so take everything with a pinch of salt, because pre-season is about getting minutes in your legs and fitness and stuff. It's not about battering or winning games, essentially. So excited, man. Ahmad's back, so that'll be interesting to see. I want to see him play. Sancho, question, where's he play? Who's he playing with? What sort of role is he going to have, etc.?
Will he be happy with that role as well? That's another question.
So a lot of question marks on that as well. So that'll be really interesting to see. But yeah, it should be really interesting, just in terms of like how United set up, how players look. Toby Collier, I hope he gets a starting spot this game.
Yeah.
I thought he looked bright. I thought he looked interesting when he came on against Rosenborg. So I hope he gets a starting spot because he could be potentially the next guy to push in to the team this coming season because he looked bright in that game.
Yeah. Speaking of Rosenborg, Shreyas, there's no doubt they're going to have to step up the performance in that game because that game itself, just visually watching it, you could probably use that as a death penalty. It was absolutely awful to watch. So, yeah, you expect the levels to go higher up, especially after what the manager said after the game.
Once again, one thing I've learned, I'd never put my expectations or anything up whether it's a preseason game, whether it's any other game of United, especially when it's preseason. I just watch it just to see, what players might be involved next season, what players might actually have a shot to actually make the bench or even be involved in certain games moving into next season. And I think at the moment, these youngsters who are coming through, they've got the perfect opportunity right now to actually, make their marks. And we've seen it last year with Kobe Mainoo, we've seen it the year before with Garnacho. Maybe it's Collier, or maybe you never really know who actually comes up. By the time preseason actually ends, maybe there is another person, instead of Collier, who people are raving about that, he deserves minutes and he needs to be involved in, moving into this season. But I think once again, the performances during preseason, I really don't, look into it much. Teams have horrible preseasons. Teams don't have as many good performances, but by the time the season actually kicks in, the tempo and just the momentum actually shifts. So I think, like Sam said, it's all about getting minutes. It's all about getting, full match fitness and match sharpness, and that's what actually really counts.
Yeah.
I think the moment we actually, get to the end of preseason and we actually see, I won't say results, just see how the team is actually, being set up to play. That's when people will be much clearer as to, what to expect from Ten Hag and this team this season.
Yeah, I'm excited for some of these players to come back. Ahmad, I want to see what they're all looking like, what kind of shape they're in. Rashford as well, I don't know what's going on with him at the minute. I didn't see him in training. Don't know if he's picked up a little injury already, which doesn't bode well for the start of the season. But yeah, hopefully they can start picking up the performances, because if it continues like that Rosenborg game, I just can't watch pre-season. It was just like watching a game on the park, honestly. Right, and we're going to discuss Anthony in a minute, and then we're going to get into the interactive stuff towards the end, so make sure you do stick about for that, because we need you to get involved. Rajat saying, Eric has experience with De Ligt. He knows him at Ajax. He also had experience with Donny, and that didn't work out very well. So it doesn't, but he had experience with Lissandro when he's worked out. He's a fantastic player. So you just really never know. Dan Errington saying, how does everyone feel about Euro, considering he didn't want to come United, he wanted Madrid, and Leo said if he didn't move to United for the 52, then he won't play next season. Sam, do you want to take that one?
It's not, he didn't not want to come to United. That's not the case. He wasn't like, fuck United, I don't even want to entertain this. It was, his dream is Real Madrid. Now, I can list, do you want me to I'll list 3 players that played for United and their dream is Real Madrid. Cristiano Ronaldo. Is anybody saying, was he good for us? Was he all right?
Yeah.
Only last United player to win a Ballon d'Or.
I cried when he went. But,
yeah, last United player to win a Ballon d'Or, scored records amount of goals. Pretty good, right? Dream was Real Madrid. Ruud van Nistelrooy, who's now a coach back at the club, scored a boat fucking load of goals. Where was his dream? Real Madrid. Alejandro Garnacho, currently in the squad, has said multiple times his dream is Real Madrid. Does he not put a graft in? Does he not work hard? Has he not been one of our best players for the last couple of years? Like, come on, lads. Like, just because a player wants to play for a certain team doesn't mean they won't work hard and be fantastic for your own team. It's not that he said out loud where he was like, I don't want to go to Manchester United. That wasn't the case. So let's get this thing out of our heads that he didn't want to come. It was his dream is Madrid, and a lot of players' dreams are Madrid. Pogba's dream is Madrid. He never made it there. So how long would he have been holding out to try and get there when he never got there? So a lot of stuff is like being read into it, which I don't think is necessarily true. And people need to realize football is a very different game. Players don't dream of playing for Manchester United anymore. We're not that club anymore. We have to rebuild this club. For now, we have to rebuild to get to that point.
Yeah.
So people need to realize that this is not Sir Alex anymore. We need to rebuild.
Yes, absolutely. And Jay adds on to that point. It says, even if United was Euro's second choice, I feel like we may double our money when Madrid come calling in 2 or 3 years' time anyway. Yeah, If you invest that money in a youngster and he develops how we think he is, he's past 100 million straight 18. Off the bat.
Yeah, he's 18. He could play for us for 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And he still make a shit ton. He'd be 24, 25.
Exactly. Richard's just put, I hope Sancho enjoys his loan spell at Plymouth.
He's going to Wayne Rooney.
Yeah. Okay, now Dave Harrington saying Beckham loved United and went to Madrid. Exactly.
Another one.
Exactly.
Another one.
Yeah, another one. As DJ Khaled would say. Now, just before we get into the interactive stuff, Anthony on loan, lads, the right decision. That's being briefed at the minute.
Yeah. I wish we could sell him, but I'll take what I can get at this point.
Yeah.
If they're paying his wages as well, then I'll take.
Because he's not going to get minutes, is he, Shreyas?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't
Okay.
think so. No.
We can swiftly move on Anthony. We don't need to spend too long on him. I don't think the lads want to. So, yeah. Right. Are you ready for the interactive poems, fellas?
Sure.
I think Aaron is going to see you for copyright at this rate, mate. This is like the second time you've done this. He's going to be furious.
What did we say last time? We had a thingy, didn't we? Imitation's the best form of flattery.
Imitation is the most sincerest form of flattery. Yeah.
Yeah. So, he came up with it. I'm just expanding on his brilliance.
Yeah.
I tried making it a little bit more difficult, but we'll start off with an easy one. So basically, just to explain to someone, if you are new to the chat and you've just joined, I do a poem. It's like a paragraph, so 4 lines of a poem describing a certain player. You just have to guess the player and get it in the comments and let us know. So I'm going to start off with a nice easy one. You ready?
Yep.
Yep.
And I'll try to upstage the performance this time. Okay. In a French team of stars, he was the brain, a midfielder with finesse who could sustain. In Arsenal's midfield, he held the fort. With vision and passes, his talent short. From Keynes to Highbury, his journey flew. Can you name this legend who always knew?
Patrick Vieira.
Patrick
Ding,
Vieira.
ding, 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 ding. Both views. Very well done. Yeah, nice and easy, like I said. Now, let's turn the heat up a little bit. Let's turn the difficulty level up. A German maestro with an eagle's eye. In Bayern's midfield, he'd seldom shy. His calm on the ball, a sight to behold. With pinpoint passes, his story told. From Bavaria's lands, his name took flight. Who's this legend and midfield knight?
Schweinsteiger.
Oh, this one's got him stuck. Yes.
Schweinsteiger.
It's Schweinsteiger. Yes. Very well done.
I was waiting.
Nice.
I thought it was Tony Cruz all the way through. I was waiting for
Yeah,
a Madrid
yeah.
reference, and then you didn't drop a Madrid reference. So I was
Yeah.
like, right, it was not Cruz then.
It had to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I should have started that. We fucked up knees.
Yeah.
Bayern wanted to sell.
Yeah.
United were in.
Yeah.
We thought, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Right, poem 3. In a blue Chelsea kit, he found his fame. A magician from Ghana, you know his name. With a powerful shot and stamina to burn. In midfield battles, he'd always return. A dynamo on the pitch, fierce and keen. Who's this legend who played with such sheen?
Ghana.
SEN?
Yes, SEN, Shreyas. Well done. I'm gonna have to make these more difficult next time. I thought these might
People
struggle a
in the
little
chat.
bit on this.
People in chat got SEN as well. So
SEN,
shout out,
yes,
yeah.
Chris Pep, it's Sam, Richard, Jay, Dan, loads of yous are smashing it. Richard put for Schweinsteiger, Swasstanger.
I love
That's a new
how
one.
nobody spelt his name right in the chat. Not a single person got it right.
Yeah.
Everybody got
10
it right.
points for anyone who spells Schweinsteiger's name right.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
Yeah.
Right, this one you won't get. If you get it, I'd be fucking astonished. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
In the heart of the defence, he made his stand. A Mexican stalwart, strong and grand. In Europe's league, he left his mark. In Catalonia and beyond, he'd spark. With leadership and grace, he led the line. Who's this legend, a defender so fine?
Mexican defender. Play for Barca.
Yeah. I think someone will get in the chat. If I know people, someone will get it in the chat. Lads, he's already been beaten.
Somebody in the chat
Already been
got
beaten. Yeah,
Already been beaten.
Who was
already
it?
been beaten.
Who was it?
Marquez for
Ah,
Barcelona. Rafael Marquez.
Yeah.
They're quick with it. I'm going to make it more difficult because these lads are absolutely on it. Now, number 5, the final one, just to see us off. Okay.
Okay.
A Dutch maestro. He's dribbling so sweet. In Barcelona's side, he couldn't be beat. With flair and speed, he danced on the field. A creative force who'd never yield. From Netherlands to Spain, he did strive. Can you name this legend? I still cry.
Johan Cruyff.
Johan Cruyff.
Nope.
No,
Nope.
it's not De Jong, is it? Fuck it is as well, isn't it?
Oh
It's
my
Frankie De
God.
Jong. God's
And I
sake.
thought the last line, I thought you'd get it from that.
Ah.
Can you name this legend? I still cry.
Yeah.
And he just went, Not De Jong, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
fucking hell. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Well,
It is Frankie De Jong.
you said legend, so I was like, well, Frankie De Jong's
Yeah.
not really
Yeah,
a
well,
Barca
I'll try to
legend.
throw you off.
Yeah.
He's not a Barca legend. He's not. But to be fair, I'll tell the absolute truth on this. It was Frank de Boer, but I saw it and I was like, nah, I'm going to change this to De Jong just to make it, it's Friday night, innit? We can have a bit of fun. Nick's clue was a giveaway. Yeah, exactly. I would have said Overmars, Richard. Yes, another Dutch player.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They've had some fucking really good Dutch players, haven't they?
Yeah.
Barcelona. That is the end of the show, people, I believe. I'm just going to double check if anything has broke whilst we're live.
If anybody's got any questions for the last couple of minutes, it's
Yes,
Friday.
yes.
Chuck some questions in. Don't have to be football related. Anything you want,
Yeah.
just chuck it in and we'll try and answer it.
Absolutely. I'm just looking at, I've seen a tweet there. United Summer 2024 so far, so I'll just go through this whilst we're waiting for any questions that come in. Arrivals, Joshua Zirkzee and Lenny Yoro. Sales, Alvaro Fernandez, Donny van der Beek, Willie Cambualo and Mason Greenwood. But what's that total to? About 45 mil or something?
Not much, is it?
No,
not
46,
much.
10, 36, 6, 40. Yeah, around 45, 46 mil.
Yeah, and then free transfers, Rafael Varane, Anthony Martial, Shola Shorty, or as Dan likes to call him, Shorty,
Nice.
Brandon Williams and Amari Forson have gone out. So it's quite a chunk of change off the
I've
wages.
just seen Man United have beaten Dortmund and Bayern Munich to the signing of Chido Obi Martin, a 16-year-old who left the Arsenal academy. He was convinced after taking on a tour of Carrington by Ruud van Nistelrooy. So there you go.
Interesting. I have to be completely honest.
No, I don't
Never
know.
heard of the guy.
Never heard of him.
Never ever heard of him. I hope he's good. I hope he turns out to be a Ballon d'Or winner.
Well, he's
That's all I can say
he's
on that one.
16 years old, so I imagine he's not
Who
like
knows?
the world beater yet. Let's questions. Do you have any news on Amrabat, guys? Still feel like a big good cover CDM at 12 million or whatever? No, I think Romano said they're still making a decision on him, as far as I know, and I've not seen anything since.
I have a feeling they're going to sign him. I do.
Yeah.
It just would not. It wouldn't make sense to not sign him.
It's a tap.
Yeah.
Like 12 million.
I think the only way we sign him is if Casemiro leaves, and I don't see Casemiro leaving.
But what player can you get for that quality at 12 million? There isn't one. Nowadays that's what you're paying for championship players who are fucking left backs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they'd be stupid not to, just in my opinion. Why did my mate not get me the tickets he promised for tomorrow and took his wife instead? I don't know. Maybe you need to look at your close friend circle, Richard. I'm not sure on that one.
Maybe he's in the doghouse with his wife and he needed to make it up to us. So he's like,
and I can describe the conversation how it went now. Yeah, me and Richard are going tomorrow. You and Richard?
Yeah.
What do you mean, you and Richard? Yeah, we're going to 5 o'clock preseason game tomorrow. You said we could go last time. And I know, but I also said it. He'd be right. No, you're not going with Richard. And then that's how it went.
Scenes from Nick's real life.
Yeah, exactly.
I think if United get
relatable.
Rabiot, Amrabat deal is off. I don't understand why we can't get both. He's a free transfer and 12 million. Like, why can't you do both? As long as Rabiot's not asking for ridiculous wages, obviously. Like,
Yeah.
Can you three see us playing 2 up top?
Up top.
All right, I was just saying 2 up tip. What the fuck is that?
I don't know what that is. But,
yeah, we're definitely not doing that. I can tell you that for free. But 2 up top this season. I suppose so. Yeah, why not? I think the players that we've signed, we were discussing. I don't know if it was on yesterday's show or the one before that. That we could see the tactical kind of system and formation tweaking with the players that we have because they're all so versatile. So I could definitely see that. I think even a back 5.
I saw. I can't remember which account. It might have been United People's TV on Twitter, but basically he posted about how we would look not as a formation but out in possession. So basically, we'd have a back 3 with Shaw, Lissandro, and Yoro, with Dalot pushing up and Garnacho on the left-hand side, with Iwate, Kobe, Zirkzee, Højlund, and Bruno like in the middle. And then when we're out of possession, Dalot comes back in, and then Luke Shaw goes out right, and you go to a back 4 then. And then that looked quite interesting to me. Like, I'd love to see that being trialed or like see that in certain games. That'd be really cool.
At least he's got options, lads. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully, and we don't have fucking injuries. Right, we are going to leave it at that. It is Friday night. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. I'll be live at least tomorrow at 12 o'clock with an afternoon show, and then same on Sunday as well, discussing all the latest around United. So make sure you turn on that notification bell, because when we do go live, it'll just drop down as a notification on your phone. We're currently on with 6,127 subs. We are on the road to 10k. So if there's anyone watching right now, if you're live or watching just as a show later on, and you love football content, please do consider. It don't cost anything. Just click the button and become a part of the community. You're all a bunch of legends. Likewise with you lads. Hope you have a fantastic weekend.
One last thing. There's going to be another members video dropping this weekend. I'm going to edit it tonight or tomorrow. Me, Nick, and Aaron went on it. It's just 3 things we want to see next season from United. So please do check that out when it comes out. And if you want to be a member, become a member, join the Real Reds Ultras. There's a link in the description. It's about £3-4 a month. It helps keep the lights on the channel. Like, we don't make any money from it, and we like making a bit of different content on it. It's a bit more freeing and a bit more fun. So please do go check that out. It'll be dropping this weekend.
Absolutely. Big up Shreyas, big up Sam, big up you guys. We'll see you in the next one. See you in a bit.
Peace.
See you.